Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie, and today's reading we're doing just some messages from the universe and whatever the universe would like to tell you. We're going to do this in it's a traditional style for me where I go through the 12 houses of astrology, and these houses are supposed to represent you and what's going on within them. And we're going to look at each house individually to see what's going on in it and what the universe would like to tell you with tarot cards. But we have 4 piles here for you today. We have pile 1 with this pyrite and quartz cluster. Pile 2, we have a smoky quartz point. Pile 3, we have a hematite heart. And pile 4, we have this garnierite palm stone. So take a moment to think about any messages you would like to receive from the universe. Maybe ask a few questions here and there if you're wondering about a very particular aspect of your life. And I'll be ready for you whenever you are. All right, pile 1, we have your reading here for you today about what messages the universe would like to give to you through the houses. We're going to start with some oracles just to get a gist of, well, it's more of a vibe check for you to see where you currently are in life or what is going to be brought to your attention. We're not going to look at this card until we get to the actual houses placement. So I'm going to set it off to the side. This will be like in the middle of it, so it'll give us a bigger view into your reading. But we're going to start with the oracles. We have Eagle here. We have, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. That's a very pretty card. I love it. And I love that it's purple too. Like it has shades of pink and purple and mauve. So we're tapping into your intuition here. We have Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. And already that's going with this. Kuan Yin is the goddess of mercy, and I actually have her on my phone as like my little it's always suggested that you have like a deity or a religious symbol around you, just kind of to remind you who you are spiritually. And I chose the goddess Kuan Yin because even though I grew up Catholic, I didn't want something very stereotypically Catholic. I wanted a feminine energy, and she's quite interesting. I'll go on about her in a minute, but let's see. We have the sacred flow of yes and yellowing with, oh, how do you say this? Xanthosis, and this is like parts of a snake, but it's not fully in view. You could see this as Kundalini energy trying to come through to you, but I'm also seeing like you're grasping at something and it's not quite there. This is a good thing. I'm not seeing the snake as a bad thing, because there is a very spiritual undertone to this in general. And I feel like you yourself are going through a rebirth of the heart, pile 1. With Eagle, I'm getting Scorpio energy because eagles are one of Scorpio's animals. So I am getting a sense of rebirth here, but it's a very liberating sense of rebirth because I'm American. I do associate eagles with freedom. So I'm getting a rebirth to something that's going to really lift you up and literally make you soar. I feel like you may have come from an energy where you were previously either very, maybe a little bit negative, pessimistic, and cynical. Like I'm getting that this is an energy you've either left behind or are about to leave behind. Because with introducing joy and compassion, there's a sense that you're going to start seeing people in general. And I really do feel like it's people. I feel like it's easy to hate people when we all know how the world itself can be very cruel. But here we're introducing a very new energy into your heart. And I feel like it starts within the heart with loving yourself and loving the things around you. You may have recently gone through either like a breakup, or you may have moved somewhere new. You may have found out something about somebody and that's making you view the world in a very new light. I feel like it was like a really heavy secret or a really heavy knowledge about somebody, specifically a parental figure. It doesn't have to be, but it could be somebody. It's like somebody was not what you thought they were, and now you're having to question a lot about your life, yourself, and even the things you do. I feel like, especially if this person was somebody you built your life around, because I'm hearing that song, Landslide. I think it's originally by Fleetwood Mac, but I grew up with the Dixie Chicks version. But I am hearing that song, I've been afraid of changing because I've built my life around you. And this person could be a parental figure, it could be somebody that was a partner, but or even a mentor if you have a mentor who guides you a lot. But there is a sense here that there's changes coming whether you like it or not, and it's going to force your heart to grow, essentially bigger than you thought it would ever be. Even if you have a big heart already, I feel like you don't even know the capacity you have to love both yourself and the world yet, is what I'm hearing. With the sacred flow of yes, I feel like it's going to come very naturally and very easily. Don't think this is something that is going to be hard hitting. Don't think this is something you're going to have to suffer through something more. This is something that's just going to come very naturally to you. And because we do have the fish, that's another animal that makes me think of like the flow of energy. And that's why the Kundalini energy was coming through here with this snake. I am going to read from the book because this is actually based in alchemy, and I'm not too familiar with alchemy. But I am looking at the colors, and I do see you gaining a lot of confidence with this yellow color here. In the chakra system, it's believed the solar plexus to be yellow, and this would be a lot of confidence. I feel like you're going to love very confidently. And believe it or not, this is going to make a very creative energy within you. And what you will do with this creative energy will be up to you. It could literally be art, it could be a whole new lifestyle, it could be a new way of bringing in money if that's something you've been wanting. It could, in some cases, also be an actual birth for those of you looking to have children. But it's going to bring in a very creative energy. I do apologize for my voice. It's been a month now and I've had bad sinuses. I kind of realized it might just be allergies, but also it's a change. I feel like because there's a lot going on in my personal life right now, my voice kind of doesn't know what to do, and neither do my sinuses or my head. And likewise, you might be suffering through something physical that just is a little bit abnormal. And I feel like this is your body telling you that you're going through a change. It could also be similar. It could be in the throat. It could be in the head. Wherever it is in your body, know that it won't last very long. This is not medical advice, of course, but if it's something that isn't too bothersome, but that you're still having to live to like deal with every day, no, it won't last long. It's just part of your metamorphosis right now. But let me go ahead and read from the book. We have yellowing, aging, transitioning, warning. Indicating transition, the yellowing leads us into the next phase of our alchemical work. Envision the yellowing as pages of a beloved novel or the ochre blankets of leaves in fall. This color seeps out to signify the beginning of the end, a return to zero. Even a deep bruise finds a yellow tint as it reaches its final phases of healing. The transition is here, whether by yoke or bile. How to respond is up to you. It's likely you already know. Which is funny because I was talking about allergies and those are seasonals, and I was getting a sense of the seasons changing here. Like I said, you're going through something and it's going to change you. And I feel like you can either approach this from a very positive standpoint, and these cards are definitely urging you to do so, but there might be a part of you, like a small sliver, maybe the rebellious one, the one that kind of never got over their teenage phase, that's going to be a little bit rebellious and hate it and just be, it's going to give an attitude about it. But there's a sense here that you're changing for the better and you can embrace it. And I really feel like you will, pile one. I feel like you're somebody who's come along so well and so far that you're willing to embrace things with a good attitude, as opposed to somebody who's going to sit through it cynically. It's like you can have a good attitude about it or a bad attitude about it. Regardless, you're going to change. But this is giving me that final energy, as it was saying, that final stage of a bruise healing. So whatever this is that you're going through, know that it's going to be like, I'm not going to say it's the last time you go through something massive, but I feel like it'll be the last time you go through something this heavy for a while. Because whatever is coming into your life, whatever you're approaching, you're not going to have time for that. You're going to be embracing such new things. I really do see like either somebody moving, somebody finding somebody to start something very good with, or like I said, a pregnancy. For those of you who are looking for that, pregnancies come through a lot in my reading, so don't take that to mean that you yourself will get pregnant if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos. I'm just at that age where a lot of people are trying to have children, and I feel like I draw those people to me. That's okay. But yeah, I really do feel like I'm excited for you, Pile One. I really am. This is a very gentle journey too. So it's not like it's going to be something you're proclaiming to the world. Or maybe you are. Maybe you are. Especially if you're like, I don't know, maybe if you're divorcing and you're finalizing your divorce, you might want to go party. But this is giving me something very gentle and very loving. But let's move on to the tarot portion of this. I really do love Kuan Yin. She's one of my goddesses. We're going to use the Empyrean mini tarot. For this kind of reading, I need a mini tarot deck because it takes up a lot of space, and I don't have a lot of space on my desk or on the camera. But essentially, we're going to go through the houses in astrology. If you're not familiar, each house represents one aspect of your life. The first house will be like your public image. Second will be your finances. Third will be messages. And I'll explain this as we go. But just in case you wanted to do your own research, you can look it up for those of you who aren't familiar. And it would be interesting for you to like compare and contrast your own house, like your own astrological houses, to the ones that I'm going to be reading. So for your first house of public image, this is how you're going to come off to people. We do have the Four of Pentacles, that you're holding on to something. Specifically, it is talking about money, so people might be realizing that you're budgeting more. This is also holding on to a way of living, especially if they know that you've left something behind. I can see them seeing you trying to hold on to like a peace of mind. It could be money. It could also be like a place of living, if that's what you have, like a house or an apartment. It could be a job. You're holding down something. You're keeping something with you. Or somebody may have left this to you. For the second house of finances and personal belongings, we have the Five of Cups. What I'm hearing is that some of the material things you have might hold some energy, which is very interesting. And this would make sense, especially if it's like from a breakup, or if it's like a family heirloom from somebody who you found out has done certain thing, or somebody, you know, just the energy of what somebody gave to you is within those things. So I would definitely bless it. You can envision this in like a meditative state. You could also sage it if you want to do that, or you could just bring light to it. I typically just bring light to it, but you have to be in a very good space of wanting to let things go, because whatever this thing is, it could even be money. You can bless money to release any negative energy from it. But it's a sense that something physical you have has some kind of very emotional quality to it. It's like a very low vibrational emotional quality to it. It may have been given to you in bad spirits. You may have received this during a bad time in your life. And of course, if you have stuff from your ex, it's always good to bless these things and release the ex's energy from it. The third house of messages and communication, we have the Seeker of Globes. This is going to be the Page of Pentacles. So interestingly, I feel like you're networking quite a bit. You might be looking for a roommate. You might be looking for a better job, but regardless, there's a sense here that you're networking quite well. And there are people who want to help you, because I'm getting a sense that you're somebody who has a reputation for being rather good at what you do. So it wouldn't surprise me if, for example, let's say you want to go back to work, or you want to go back to a place of work that you used to be in. There are going to be people there who want to help you. The Seeker of Globes is, I really do like that they call the page a seeker in this deck, because I really do feel like this is somebody who's going to look for things for you. So you have to do even less of the work. I feel likewise that you're going to get a lot of people who are going to reach out to you who want to help you, because Pentacles is very practical energy. It's definitely an energy of people who go out of the way to do things for you. This is favors, especially if they owe you favors. They'll know, they'll be aware, and they'll be accommodating. And I feel like you're going to get this when you don't even realize. Like, you're not going to have to put any effort into it. People may just offer themselves to you, which is always a good thing. It means people like you, or that they know you're in need. Not that you come off needy, but that they know that you're in a place right now where you may need help. Yeah, this could be friends or co-workers. I am getting more co-workers, surprisingly enough, but it could also be friends. In the fourth house of the home, I'm also aware I'm doing this in the wrong order. Typically the first house is over here, but I just kind of wanted to do a clockwise motion here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Do expect a lot of good luck when it comes to either finding a home, or if you already have a home, you will bring a lot of good luck within it. So if you work from home, this is especially true. But also if you have like pets or children or a family, I feel like they're going to keep you in very good spirits. Your family is going to come through quite a lot, especially if you have, for example, if you have kids and they typically don't do what you tell them to, or you have to like really push them. I feel like because kids are very psychic, we kind of don't want to see it, because one minute they're like, you know, shoving a crayon up their nose, and the next minute they're just saying some really, really wise things. But they're very psychic and they can tell when their parents are going through something. I see it a lot in children and their families. Whatever that parent is feeling, that kid is acting out. And when you're in need, this child will come through. Doesn't matter what age they are. Don't be surprised if they end up helping you with something, or if they give you an epiphany. But regardless, yeah, I feel like children could be actually pretty lucky for you. Even if you don't have kids, you might have like a niece or nephew, or you might work with children. But I feel like they're going to be very lucky, especially if they're in your family. With the fifth, this actually make me want to go to the fifth house, because the fifth house is the house of children, as well as creativity and anything you are passionate about. This could be dating as well. For the fifth house, we have the star. If you are looking to find a date or to start dating, I do consider this a very good sign. This is a sign of hope. I feel like if you're not in the mood to date right now, options will present themselves and they'll put offers on the table for you to pick up whenever you're ready. So it's not necessarily that you're going to start dating and it's going to be a good thing. It's more like when you want to, they're there for you. And they might even tell you this. It's like, hey, I know you just went through this, but if you're interested, I'd like to take you out, like that kind of energy. So that could be the case. And like I said, this could also be children, especially if they're Aquariuses. They might give you a lot of hope, and they might give you a lot of very good advice. I'm hearing like a child tell you something that you kind of needed a child to tell you, because they're going to put it in such simple words and it's going to hit you like in the heart. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to say, because it's going to be different for everybody here. But this kid is going to say something, or even do something if they can't talk yet. And it's just going to be a realization that you have, like, wow, I didn't realize that that's what was going on. So like I said, keep your ears open for the things kids say, even if they're not yours, because spirit comes through these kids whenever they want, in a good way, because they're always open to love and joy. In the sixth house of health and administration, we have the Queen of Swords. So some of you are really focusing on your physical body right now, or you could be focusing on like your health routine. You might be hitting the gym. The Queen of Swords here makes me think that you're kind of being no nonsense about your health now. So this is somebody who's finally going to see like all their doctors and all their dentist appointments. You're finally like eating well, working out. This is, and because it is a nurturing energy here with the Queen, this is something that is going to benefit you emotionally as well, believe it or not. Like, you wouldn't think that going to the dentist is something that could emotionally fulfill you, but you'd be surprised. And it could be because of the people at this particular office. Maybe they're offering you some kind of advice, or maybe they tell you something you need to hear. It could be the dentist themselves, for whatever reason. But I really do feel like here we're finding a lot of nurturing and taking care of our physical body, because our physical body is a reflection of how we feel inside. And I feel like you're ready to really step it up. You could be going to the gym. And if you make any new friends at the gym, these are going to be very, they're not going to be emotional people. They're going to be very intelligent people. I feel like you're going to befriend some really, they're very logical, but they also are very straight to the point. I feel like you're going to be inspired by somebody at the gym, if you go to the gym, of course. But regardless, it has to do with how you take care of yourself. This is the energy you're going to embody. It's very air sign. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius could be very lucky. Especially if you have these kinds of friends, they might be more likely to like help you out when it comes to your physical well-being. We have the seventh house with The Nine of Wands. So you're still very much in a defensive mode when it comes to dating and relationships. I feel like this might be the big thing you're really keeping guarded, or that you're not very open to, because the Nine of Wands is a fight. And I feel like the fight is more internal than anything. It could be a partner if things have gotten ugly. It could be an ex-partner, especially, but mostly it's within you. I feel like you might find it hard to open up to people romantically. So if these people do come through from the fifth house to offer you some small token of love, or like a date or something, I feel like you're not going to be in the best place. But you will know the real ones. You'll know the ones who stick around, because they'll see you in this energy and they'll understand. They won't take it personally. In the eighth house of rebirth, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're really working on this rebirth energy. I see you also reaping the rewards of having worked on the rebirth energy. I feel like a lot of aspects of your life are going to really glow up or start looking up if it's, especially if it's something you've been working for a while and you haven't been able to really get it to start, or if you really haven't been able to get it to work. You're going to see a breakthrough here, and it's going to be a result of you having worked on it for so long. I feel like I'm seeing a garden and you keep watering it and aerating the soil and fertilizing it. And it's like, when will this crop finally, start blossoming, or, whatever the terminology for this is. I don't garden. This is just the image I'm being shown. But it's like you were waiting for a very specific part of the season. Not even the season. You were waiting for a specific week of the season and you didn't realize it. And that's when all your rewards are coming in. That's when all the fruits of your labors are going to start popping up. And this season has to do more with you and your emotional and energetic being. You were not in this space before to really receive all of this, because you were either around the wrong people or you were in the wrong energy. Something would have happened previously to prevent you from truly enjoying this, and Spirit really wants you to enjoy this and have this and keep this for yourself, especially if you've loved somebody who would have taken it from you. You needed to enjoy this yourself. With the ninth house of expansion and travel, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm not seeing travel so much. I am seeing the expansion. Like I said, you're going through a very spiritual glow up here. And this is something you keep, because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who keeps all her rewards. This is somebody who just has like an abundance of money, of material, of whatever it is that you're looking for materially, you'll have an abundance of. And it's actually going to be quite a bit. Like, I don't think you realize whatever it is that you've been asking for or working for, you're going to get a lot of it, to the point that you'll be able to be generous with it. It can be money. That's typically what a lot of people are looking for. It could also be time, especially if you're somebody who typically didn't have a lot of time. Like maybe your time was wasted by either people around you, a specific job, or whatever, a commute even. In this new era of your life, you're going to have a lot more time. It could also be clothing for some of you. I feel like you were looking for like the right clothes for a specific occasion. You're going to have so much of it that you'll be able to give it away freely without having to hesitate about it. So this is a good sign. This is really, really good. I do love the Queen of Pentacles in the ninth house. In the 10th house of career, we have the Eight of Wands. If you're looking for a promotion, or if you're looking for something that is going to be lucrative, do expect it to happen rather quickly. I feel like you're not even going to realize how fast you make money, or how fast you get promoted, or even just how quick you are to fit into your new job if you have a new job. Because this is, or even finding a job. I feel if you're looking for another job, it's going to be very quick. The Eight of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It typically represents speed to me. So whatever's happening in this house, it's going to happen very quickly. For the 11th house of community and friendships, we have the Four of Daggers. So you're not going to socialize too much, and I feel like that's fine. Conversely, I feel like some of you, when you do socialize, if you're a very social person, you're going to be very chill. Like, you're not going to be the center of attention. You're not going to be, the one hosting a party. You're probably going to be the one going to parties. It's a very passive energy with the Four of Swords here. So either you will have no social life for a while, or when you do, you're going to be in a very passive state. It's like you show up, but you know you're not doing much. You're just hanging out, vibing, chilling. It's not going to be anything crazy. So regardless, because I do get the feeling that some of you are actually very social, but then I also get the feeling that some of you just don't have that many friends. So it's probably typical that you don't have, that you're not very social. Take it as it resonates. And then the last card of the subconscious, we have the Seven of Daggers. Some of you have been lying to yourselves about something. I hate calling you out, pile one. I love you so much. But the Seven of Daggers is it's a Seven of Swords, which is lies and deceit. And in the 12th house of emotional baggage or spiritual growth, some of you may have been lying to yourselves about something. Or if not lying to yourselves, then definitely keeping something from yourself. It's like you don't want to admit that you're feeling a certain way, but you are. Or you do everything in your power to not sit with a certain emotion that you don't want to deal with. So instead, you want to say, oh, it's because of this, this, and that. And again, I don't mean to call you out. I'm just saying this with so much love. It's time to sit and meditate with the emotions you feel. It's time to sit and meditate with whatever it is. It's like the seven, is it seven? I can't remember how many stages of grief there are, but it's like you kind of have to go through all of them at some point. And it's okay. It's okay if you feel angry over something you feel you shouldn't be angry about. It's okay if you're upset over something you feel you shouldn't be upset about. And it's even okay to have like a small bout of depression. Do seek help if you feel it lasts longer than it should, of course. But it's normal for everybody to feel down every now and then and to feel very complicated feelings over certain situations or people. Even if you hated these situations or people, it's normal to feel that way. And I can tell because there's a lot of emotion coming up in this and it's making me teary-eyed, but it's okay to feel a certain way. You just have to accept it. And I feel like once you do, you're gonna grow so much. You'll feel it in the heart as well as in the head. Let's look at the card you chose from the beginning. We have, oh, this is beautiful. This is the Queen of Cups, and this is you, my pile one. Regardless of how much water you have in your chart or how much you identify with emotions, this is emotional well-being. You are nurturing yourself emotionally, and I feel like this is fitting after I'm done with the Seven of Daggers here. Where are you lying to yourself about how you feel about something? Because I feel like on the outside, everything else is working as it should. Everything is falling into place. And this might have something to do with the relationship here, because this is the only other card that I feel is very aggressive toward you. This might have to do with a heartbreak. And like I said, even, for example, even if you're the one who broke up with somebody because they were just awful to you, you might still feel an anger that they either didn't live up to what you wanted them to be, or that they didn't do the things you told. It's like getting mad at yourself for falling for somebody when your intuition was probably telling you about something that was going to happen. And it's okay. It's okay to feel bad. Sometimes you have to feel that way in order to feel yourself again. And I understand it's very hard. So my heart goes out to you, pile one. I am sending you so much love here. So much love. But I feel like that itself is a key to something. And that's where your healing both begins and ends. We have a good mix of everything here. Both swords, wands, pentacles, and cups. Aquariuses might be very beneficial to you this time, or you could be doing this during the time of Aquarius, because it currently still is while I'm recording this. Wheel of Fortune is all of the fixed signs, which again, Aquarius, but also Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. They could all be of importance. And specifically, feminine figures are going to be very beneficial. If you have a lot of girlfriends, then it might be time to be with them, or your sisters if you have any. Also, mother figures, for those of you who have healthy mother figures. Even if you have more male friends than anything, and they're not typically, you know, very feminine, I feel like you're going to see a very nurturing side to them toward you. But let's move on to your closing statements and your closing cards. So I have several decks that I'm going to use for closing. Just because I wasn't really sure what the nature of this reading would be, I kind of left it very open. So we have one card from the Animal Apothecary. We have Metamorphosis. I love this because I even said you're going through a metamorphosis right now. And it's number 34 there. Some of you could be turning 34, or 34 could be an important number for you. If you're past the age of 34, it might be asking you to look back at what happened during that year. And if you're not 34 yet, then I'm trying to think of something that happens astrologically during that age, but I'm not quite sure. From the Self-Care Oracle, we have Sweet Treat. Some of you could start baking again. I'm saying again like you haven't before. Some of you could be baking. Some of you could be taking up a hobby that is very nourishing, is what I'm hearing. It doesn't necessarily have to be baking. It could be, for example, maybe you might be spending more time in bakeries, or you might be like, I don't know, having more dessert. Or somebody could bake you sweet treats, and this could be somebody who wants to help you out. We have a card from the Guardian Angel deck. Trust. You are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessings interwoven within this event. We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. I do love this, even if you're not into guardian angels, or if you don't look at like the God of Christianity in your spiritual practice. I feel like trusting the universe is definitely something here that is going to help you greatly. Because I was getting a sense that you will learn how to trust. It's part of your metamorphosis. And then one card from the Illuminator's Amulet. If you had that yes/no question at the beginning, this will be your answer to this. It's a hard no on this. So whatever you were thinking about doing, what is the hard no that we're talking about here? Or what does it pertain to? If you're thinking about dating again, like I said, put that on hold. If you're thinking about socializing, again, put that on hold. Or if you must socialize, if you still want to be around friends, don't make it's not a time to draw a lot of attention to yourself. Just enjoy the vibes. It's definitely an era where you have to be in your receptive energy. Like, only go after things like a job, or if you have to deal with family, these are yes. But everything else, when it comes to like socialization and people, let them come to you, because you're still in this state of metamorphosis. Your heart is still growing. It's still baking, if you will. It's not ready. So people have to check up on you, yes, and let them love you. But it might not be time for you to go and assert your energy when it comes to love, relationships, and friendship. But this is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I really hope you found some good insight to what's going on with you right now. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose this lovely smoky quartz point, then we have a reading here for you today about messages from the universe and what they would like you to know. So I was meditating for you, and the energy was very interesting. It was very peaceful. And then I started seeing rainbows, like small little rainbows. Specifically, I don't know if you can see it in this crystal, but I was looking at it and there was like a small rainbow down here somewhere. I think you can only see it through like natural light. But from the angle I was looking at it, and I was looking at these two and how similar they are. I don't know if some of you are looking for like somebody who speaks your soul's language, because that's the idea I was getting. I was also getting, and I don't know what cartoon this is from because I didn't grow up with 80s cartoons. Those are a little bit before my time. But it's like, is there like a Care Bear episode or some kind of Care Bear thing where like they all radiate like a weird little rainbow or something? That's what I was getting. Like one Care Bear has a rainbow and then the other Care Bear is like also having a rainbow. I don't know what I was seeing, but it was very cute and it was very funny. And I was like, oh, this is so adorable. I love this for my pile too, with their little rainbow soul calls to whomever this person is. So I don't know if you're looking for somebody to match your energy or if this is like maybe a soulmate vibe, but more like it doesn't have to be like a lover, it could be a friend, but it's definitely somebody is out there speaking your soul's language and you might meet them soon if you haven't already. If you have already, I think you know who it is, but there's something about this person. But regardless, we're going to be looking into the houses. So in astrology, there's houses for every aspect of your life, starting with the first house of public image, second house of money and material things. I will explain these as I go, of course. So even if you're not familiar, I will try to explain them to my best knowledge. And we're going to look at this card last. We're going to start with some oracles to give us some idea of what it is you are currently going through. This is your vibe check. So if you don't resonate with these cards, you could go onto another pile to see if that one will match. But regardless, we have Owl here. We got two of these cards. We have Feeling Good Will Bring Me Far More Than Whatever I Thought I Needed. We also have In Stillness I Receive. We have Rhiannon, Sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. I love how these all match. Like, to me, all of these look like they're the same deck, even though they're not. They're all from different decks, but yeah, the blue and the green. Celebrate Your Wins, number 49. And Magnum Opus, the great work. Some of you are about to do something pretty amazing, and this will catapult you either into success, or you might just consider it the best piece of work you've done because it's something that had a lot of, what's the word, catharsis? It's going to have a lot of emotional release. You're going to have a lot of, it's going to be very emotionally fulfilling for sure. In some cases, it could be a pregnancy. That's been coming up a lot. It doesn't have to be. But whatever this is, it's very magical and it's very liberating for you. And if you are in the public eye or if you create something for many people to consume, they could also be feeling this. Like they might want to really back you up or support you because of this. This is something that will definitely bring in money if that's what you've been looking for, but that's not even what you're worried about. It's more like this is your soul's work. This little rainbow energy of your soul calling to somebody could be that piece of work itself. So even if it's not a person, it could be something that is just calling your soul. Your soul's been like off the rails lately, especially with the owl here. Owls are very interesting. In some cultures, they actually do mean death. But in this case, I'm thinking of a rebirth. But I'm also thinking of like an intuitive call because I keep hearing the owl hooting at night. And that's like that subconscious call to tap into your intuition or to tap into that part of yourself that is very creative. But it's like the phone's been ringing and you haven't been answering. That's why this card of In Stillness I Receive is coming through, because I feel like some of you have not been in your receptive energy. So it's been hard for you to really hear this call. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. Like I said, whatever it is that you're working on, this magnum opus, it's definitely something that's going to make you feel good, or in the process of doing it, you will be feeling very good. It's like you have such a good gut intuition about this, and every aspect of it, through every step of it, you're going to put so much love and light and heart into it. It's going to be a really, really good thing. So celebrate your wins. Like I said, it's going to bring success. And with this cute little rooster here, I feel like you might even brag about it a little bit when you're typically somebody who doesn't brag, or you might promote it a lot. Again, even though you're somebody who doesn't typically do this, especially if you're a very shy person or if you're very humble about your work. I feel like this is not going to be the case for this, because whatever this is, you know it's something good. You know it's something where you put a lot of your spirit and your magic into this. And it's going to manifest a lot of things as well, because you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. I don't know what it is you're doing, Pile 2, but this is going to be something really, really amazing. For some of you, it could be a collaboration with somebody, and maybe that's the soul person that you were calling. Like you're both on the same page and you both want the same things. So you collaborate and you make something amazing. whatever this is, it's just something you're going to love it so much. It's like when a musician drops like the best album that they've ever done and they love it and the world loves it and it's like celebrated and it gets nominated for like all the awards and it's just played all the time. It's that kind of energy. You're coming into this with whatever it is that you create or do, pile two. Even if you're typically not creative, you might make something very creative. And it might be like the beginning of a new era of your life, a new phase of your life. With a lot of, there's a lot of air energy here because we have a rooster and we have an owl. So maybe air signs are important to you, or this could take place during an air sign season. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Because even unicorns, I typically associate them. Well, they're a little bit of all the not modalities, all the elements, but there is that ethereal quality to it. It could also be during Pisces. But whatever this is, it's something that is very heart focused because we have this person with their hand on their heart, and even they're very intuitive. You're going to tap into your intuition very strongly during this era. And I keep saying era because I'm thinking of Taylor Swift eras, how she's got her all the eras of her albums and how they each were very different, and some of them were way more successful than others. You're just whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be way more successful than the others. And it's funny, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but I am very aware of her line of work. I feel like most people are. But let's move on to the tarot because I'm very interested to see what exactly it is you're doing here, pile two. Let me know in the comments. Maybe it's something I can look into and hype up. We're going to look at this card last. It's going to be like at the center of the houses. So it'll give us more insight into what is going on with you. So for my pile two, we're looking at the first house of public image, and we have the Seeker of Globes. Yeah, you're starting something. The Seeker of Globes is very interesting. This is somebody who is new to the field, but also somebody who is definitely willing to put in the work for the long haul, for the long term. So I feel like people are aware that you've started something new that is going to be, it's going to be something for the future, but people are taking note in your initial progress because there's something about it at the beginning that already has them hyped up. It already has them very interested. This could be, for example, if you have any kind of social media account, you might throw a hint here and there about something you're working on, and already people are asking about it, or they're following you for it, or they're asking questions. And maybe, especially if it's like a Kickstarter, this is a really, really good indication that it will gain traction. Let's move on to the second house because Spirit is making me want to move this along pretty quickly. We have the Four of Wands. Do expect financial backing. I feel like you're going to get it even when you weren't expecting it. But also people are going to celebrate whatever this is. Like I said, it's going to be like very easy publicity, in some cases even free. Especially if this is something to do online. I feel like for the majority of you, this will be something that is online. So for example, let's say you're starting a project. Let's keep it simple since we're doing tarot and oracles here. Like maybe you're starting a tarot deck or an oracle deck, and you start putting the first pictures of it on your social media, and people are like really interested in the artwork or the concept. And then you have a Kickstarter and suddenly, you know, people are backing you by that first week. And like before you even realize it, it's going to be fully funded. It's that kind of energy because this is something that people really like and have been wanting to see. Maybe people are already fans of your work, and this might be what is going on. This is just an example, of course. I'm just choosing this because I feel like I can better explain it with that example. In the third house of communication, we have the Two of Globes. Do expect to collaborate. The Two of Globes the Two of Pentacles can be balance. And I feel like you will find the balance between this project and whatever else you have going on in your life, but it can also be a collaboration because I'm being shown like the Three of Pentacles, even though that hasn't popped up yet. Specifically because the third house is already very collaborative. This is messages we're getting here. And if we have the Two of Pentacles here, then we're already having a back and forth between you and either another person or you and a specific collaborator. It could be a publishing house. It could be somebody who's very willing to work and cooperate with you, whoever this person is. In the fourth house of the home and family, we have, there we go, the Three of Pentacles. Somebody you're collaborating with could be your own family, believe it or not. Especially if you have family that work in the same industry as you, or if you go to your family a lot for advice. I'm hearing, especially if you have like a parent or a sibling who always gives really good advice. I feel like you're going to be tapping into their intuition. I'm hearing you're going to be tapping into whatever it is that they have to tell you. But you would have a lot of good luck with dealing with family when it comes to working on this specific project or collaboration. In the fifth house of children and creativity, mostly creativity, we have the Nine of... Some of you are doubting your creativity or whether this project can actually work, believe it or not. With the Nine of Swords here, this is anxiety. So this project might scare you a little bit. I feel like you're going to think it's going to be a lot more than you can take on. But these are just doubts. This isn't like a guarantee that it's going to fail. This is just letting you know that when it comes to your creativity, you might be exhausted out of your creativity. It might exhaust your passion. After this, you might not do a lot of anything else because it's going to take up so much of your time. But at the same time, it's like a labor of love. So it's like you create something big and then you take a year or so off, or you take quite a while off because of the mental gymnastics that this made you do. But it's like you're still very proud of it in the end. It's kind of like pregnancy. Like, you know, whenever somebody gives birth, that they love their child and that it was worth it and they wouldn't trade it for anything. But they're going to take a good few months off so that their body can recover, because it's a lot. It's that kind of energy. So we're going into the sixth house now of health. And I'm hearing the physical body. So what's going on with pile two's physical body? We have the Ace of Wands. Physically, you're going to be a whole new person. You might take up very different ways of exercising. You might take up a whole new diet. But this is something that is actually going to help you with the creative process here with Wands, believe it or not. So for example, let's say you end up doing really long days or nights when it comes to this work. You might end up accidentally doing some kind of intermittent fasting. And that could just shape the way you diet for the rest of your life. Or if it's something more, if this work is more physical, you could end up taking like a specific type of health care, or physical exercise, but then you end up doing that physical exercise for the rest of your life. It's definitely something it's going to impact you for a long time to come. I feel like whatever this is that you're doing, that whatever it is that you're making, it's going to change you. It has no choice but to change you. In the seventh house of love and relationships, we have the Seeker of Cups. You're meeting somebody new. Somebody new who is going to be very close to you emotionally. It could be a friend, it could be a lover. But the Seeker of Cups here, the Page of Cups, is somebody who is willing to offer their heart to you in some way or another. So yeah, I feel like this project is your soul's calling, but because you're also doing this project with your soul's calling, you draw in people with that same soul's calling. So yeah, I actually really love this. Whatever this project is, it's putting you in an energy that you've been needing to be in, pile 2. Pile 8, house 8 of secrets. We have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work. But the 8th house is a very transformative house. It's the house of rebirth. So I feel like you're going to gain a whole new way of doing things. Like, your work ethic is not going to be what it used to be. It's going to be so different. And you might be able to take on a lot more projects after this. Like, I feel you're going to be very highly sought out. With the 9th house of expansion and travel, we have the Magician. Your intuition, believe it or not, is going to accelerate to the point where you can manifest anything. That's a guarantee. Again, this is like a side effect you weren't expecting out of this. Whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like you weren't expecting to do this. Like I said, it was just a natural soul's calling, a soul mission, if you will, to do this. In the 10th house of of career. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, somebody's coming in through whatever it is that you're doing right now. You're making either a really good friend or a lover or a partner. Definitely a partner, but whatever kind of partner they are, I don't know. But I feel like you're calling in somebody who really, really loves everything you do, and in turn might just end up loving you as a person too. In the 11th house of friendships, we have the Conqueror of Wands. Do expect to be around more fire signs, which is good, especially if you're typically in a very passive energy. Fire signs can help you get your word out. They're very outgoing. This could also be you. You might find yourself being very outgoing in social circles, even if you typically aren't, even if you typically are a very sweet passive water sign. The ruler, sorry, the Knight of Wands is somebody who comes in and very fast, and they're very direct. Do expect this person to show you very new social circles or to introduce you to people who are going to help you even more. This is a hype man or woman. They're definitely going to hype you up. They're going to gas you up. They're going to think you're the best thing ever. Or you yourself could become this energy of, like I said, pile 2. And then the 12th house of the subconscious and spiritual growth. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is funny because a similar thing happened in pile 1, where I don't mean to call you out. I really don't. I love you so much, pile 2. But you've been in a lack mentality for quite a bit, and this lack mentality, it's about to leave. You will no longer see yourself as less than. You're no longer going to have any doubts about whether you can succeed or not. Success becomes you. You become success because you will learn the code I'm hearing to success. You will learn the system. You will learn everything that it takes to be, even if it's something that you don't, for example, let's say you have a project that you're not 100% behind, or that you feel like giving up through halfway, you will learn how to make that successful. I don't know what it is that you're learning, pile 2, but you're learning how to deal with anything that you felt regarding failure in the past, because all I'm seeing is that you weren't really looking at a very key component about what it is that you need to learn how to do in order to break through and have a successful career or presence or project, whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to learn, and you're going to start looking up, and you're going to look at every aspect of what it is that you need to get your, in some cases, your career off the ground or your way of living. Let's look at the card that you chose from the beginning. We have, the Chariot. Like I said, there's a very strong sense of urgency and a strong sense of things moving very fast here. Because even at the beginning, I feel like I didn't spend that much time in the oracles because Spirit has been guiding me to go through all these cards and let you know exactly what's going on. And very to the point. Like, I didn't really have to guess too much about what's going on within these houses, because it's very clear. You're going to be making the people happy with whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to find the people to back you up. You're going to be very social, pile 2. Ready or not, you're going to learn how to work a room. You're going to learn how to deal with certain people. And it's all very fire sign energy too, which doesn't surprise me that we have a Knight of Wands in the 11th house. And I feel like some of you may not be used to this fire energy or this pentacle and fire energy. I love pentacles and wands. This would be fire and earth, because when you get these two signs together, this combination of signs, they get stuff done, because we have two elements that really like to see progress. They love to succeed, but one is faster than the other. So they balance each other out with like this steady but slow progress, or a slow but very impactful progress. Like, I love that combination when it comes to career and success, because it's long lasting, but it's also very impactful. So whatever this is, I am loving this energy for you, pile 2. I do get it. It's more creative and career related than the other piles. So if you were still called to other piles, then by all means go to them. But this is what I see going on for you right now regarding your life. Let's move on to some closing advice. But do expect to meet a lot of new people, including some key players, because that image of the Care Bears and their little tummies lighting up with rainbows keeps coming through. You might finally find your group of people who you can resonate with. We're going to get a card from the Self-Care Oracle to see how you can take care of yourself during this time. We have health checkup. So some of you might be going to see a doctor. If some of you are in the medical field and this project itself has to do with something medical, this is the calling to seek professional advice, especially if you yourself are not too medical, but you want medical professional help. Also, just keep an eye on your health in general. I feel like because you're putting so much into this, you might need to get more checkups than usual, especially if it's something physical that is taking a toll on your body. Yeah, because I'm being shown like an Olympic athlete who has to go to the doctor a few more times to make sure that they're taking in all the nutrition that they need. From the Animal Apothecary, we have Face Your Fear. Like I said, some of you are not used to this kind of energy, and it's going to be so different and so new, but you've been needing it. So you're facing your fears whether you like it or not, pile 2. We have a card from the Guardian Angel deck. And even if you don't believe in guardian angels, I found this deck to be very, very insightful. We have Miracle, Dearest One. Even if all hope seems lost, let not hope slip away, for I, your guardian angel, am constantly by your side. Surrender all your concerns to me and trust in the healing power of love. Please believe that you are never alone. Together we shall work through each issue or situation which is of concern to you. All heals with the passing of time. Magic and miracles are about to manifest. I get the feeling that even if some of you don't work with angels, you have them. Because it got very quiet when I started saying this. Like, very quiet. You're very protected. Divinely protected. If not by angels, then definitely by spirit guides, pile 2. Regardless of whether you work with them or not, you are so divinely guided. And I feel like they're going to be with you even more so during this whole process. Because this, like I said, it's soul's work. It's divinely guided. And they're tapping into you. I feel like there's going to be days where you feel you can't go on or you can't move forward, and they're going to be there with you, providing everything that you need. This is beautiful energy, pile 2. Like I said, even if you feel that you don't have any angels or guardians, they're with you. I don't know what to tell you. And they're full of so much love for you. Wow. This is beautiful. I'm going to get a card from the Illuminator Tarot. This is a yes or no deck. So if you have a yes or no question, or if you've had one from the beginning, this is going to answer this for you. We have, you're in alignment. Yeah, and I feel like this is your angels coming through, your guardian, your spirit guides coming through. You're in alignment. For some of you, you might have a passed on loved one who is also with you, and they might be a guardian angel. Because that's another form of guardian angels that there are out there. We do have the archangels, of course, but then we have guardian angels, which are past loved ones. You might call them something else, especially if you don't come from like a Christian background. But they're there with you. And you're in alignment, or you will be throughout this whole process. You're so divinely guided and protected and loved. I feel it so profoundly in the heart. Oh my God, this beautiful energy, pile 2. But let me leave you here. I'm sending you so much love. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and all that good stuff. I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose this hematite heart, then we have your reading here for you today about messages from the universe. And we're going to go through the houses to see what message you have in each house. The astrological houses deal with one aspect of your personality. So like the first house will be your public image, second house will be material and financial wealth, third house will be messages, and so on and so forth. I will tell you as we go. But I was channeling a song for you before I hit play, and I didn't want this reading to be romance themed, but I feel like in this case it will be, and not just because you have the heart here. The song coming through is Shakira's Objection Tango, which is about It's about a third party connection, but also about leaving behind something where you're not being given credit or where you're not being given enough attention. And doesn't even have to be romantic. It could be anywhere else where you feel like you're competing over something that you shouldn't have to compete in. It could be a work situation where you've been overlooked over for somebody more shiny and new as opposed to you who put in the work. It is giving me a little bit of like Lilith scorned energy here. We'll look into that, but that is a big theme coming through before I even look at anything else. We're going to look at this card last when we do the house layout here. But let's start with some oracles to get a better view of what it is that we are looking at here. This is going to be your own vibe check. So if you don't resonate with this, or if you feel like it's not your thing, you can choose any of the other 3 piles. We have black egg. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. Donna, High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Creator, Earth, and gold. Yeah, you're making gold out of something because that song, I mean, Shakira in general is really good at writing a great breakup song. She's really good at making money off of her heartbreak. She's been doing it literally her whole career, even before she went worldwide. I grew up listening to her. And she's also very empowering. Like, I don't think you understand how much this woman has like changed my life. I'm a feminist because of her, back from like when I was teeny tiny, before I even knew what feminism was. So some of you are definitely coming into Lilith energy here. This is the scorned woman. This is finding empowerment through having been treated and like garbage or demonized by others. Because I'm getting that from all of this, especially with gold and the high priestess here. With creator, you're creating something as a result of how you've been treated. This could be a business. This could be a whole new life for you. Because we do have a pregnant lady here, I get the feeling that some of you, your creative energy is very strong. This isn't talking about a pregnancy. At least I hope it's not. But if it is, then of course take that as confirmation. Especially if those of you who have had to leave a job because you were not going to be given what you needed during a pregnancy and instead you start your own business. I feel like that's the only time it would apply. If it's like that third-party love situation, I really hope it's not you, pile 3. With black egg, though, I will read this from the book. This is from the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So you weren't given an animal, you were given an egg, which is great because you can do a lot of things with eggs. You can create something, make breakfast. So black egg, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. And I've noticed that I've been doing this in this pile, more so this pile than the others. I've been speaking very slowly when I typically like to talk very fast. Sometimes spirit comes in very fast and sometimes it wants me to more methodically tell you what I need to tell you. I'm trying to see what else is calling out to me about this whole passage because it's a long paragraph. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. So there is a sense here that you're learning to trust. You may have been hit with a truth as of lately, and this might be part of the reason you're going on to better things. Because whatever it is that you're going on to, you're going to make such a success out of this. If it is the work situation, the truth is they're never going to see you how you are supposed to be seen. I feel like people have just taken advantage of you without wanting to give you what you are due, whether that is in payments or in even time off, if that's something you've requested. So you have to move on when the time is right. I feel like it's not going to be right away. It could be, for example, if you are pregnant after a pregnancy, or it could be after a certain quarter, depending on what kind of business you have or what's going on in your life. If it's a third party situation where it's actually romantic, yeah, it's just time to leave that, because somebody is playing games with you and they have no intent to commit, unfortunately. And they might even be entertaining other people. But regardless, there is a sense of heartbreak here, but there's just so much better out there for you, pile 3. Even if you don't see that right now, your intuition is trying to kick in very strongly. Like, it's trying to tell you everything you need to hear. In some cases, I feel like you already knew and you didn't want to hear. And like I said, there's a sense of self-sabotage with the black egg here. Like, you think you don't have an inner truth, and you might be seeking this truth from other people, whether that's friends or family, or even a lot of tarot readings like this one. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just here to tell you, your inner truth is within you. I feel like when you focus on your intuition and your gut feeling especially, I feel like there's a lot of energy to be cleared literally within the solar plexus. And you'll know when it's finally cleared because you finally start feeling golden, if that makes any sense. Because I'm being shown Wonder Woman in the movie where whenever she's fighting and she's fighting with the power of love, she just glows gold. That's the energy I'm getting. Some of you could benefit from Reiki or energy healing, specifically around the solar plexus. So if this is something you already do, or if you know somebody who could help you with this, it would help a lot with the solar plexus. Oh my gosh. This is also that gut feeling. I feel like whenever you feel pain or whenever you feel something, it goes straight to the stomach. And in some cases, this could be also the pregnancy. Maybe your child is a little bit more intuitive, and if they kick, that could be a sign. Or if you feel any kind of weird stuff down there in the stomach, it could be a sign that they're trying to tell you to just move on, which is very cute when you think about it. You have the capacity to create a lot more than you think you do. And you have the capacity to create something that is long lasting and stable and with a lot of experience behind it. I have so much love for you, pile 3. I really do. I'm being asked to go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I can tell that some of you may not be happy with what you heard right now, but I promise you it does get better. We're going to see exactly what is going on here with this third-party situation. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. I feel like most of you, it will be career. And for some of you, it might be, yeah, there's just a sense that you haven't been treated well, or you haven't been seen the way you're supposed to be seen, because you're somebody who definitely has worked hard and has given up a lot for other people in the past. You've sacrificed a lot. And it's like no matter how much you do, you're not being given what you need. And sometimes that itself is a sign that you're in the wrong space and in the wrong area, that you're not surrounded by the right people. But we're going to go into the houses now. We're going to go into the first house of public image. We have the 7 of globes. This is somebody who works hard. Like I said, people know that you put your all into everything. They know you're very diligent. They know that you focus on the details, that you give your all into anything. This includes work. It could also be a relationship. I feel like you put yourself a lot into a relationship. In the second house of finances, we have the Secret of Globes. Secret of Globes has been coming up in all of my readings today. This is the Page of Pentacles, and this is being able to create something that's going to last a lifetime. In this case, it's going to be you creating something that has to do with money or career. If you do create your own job, or if you work from home, start your own business, it's going to be very successful and lucrative. Again, because you know what you're doing. You have the experience to back this up. The third house of communications, we have the 9 of Daggers. I feel like you may have cut off some people and you're no longer speaking to them. Because the 9 of Daggers makes me think of it's anxiety. So maybe you might have some fear of reaching out to certain people who can help you, or reaching out to somebody who you thought might be on your team. It's like for some of you, you don't know who you can trust anymore. So you don't know who you can turn to. Especially, for example, I'm going to stay with the job situation because I feel like it makes more sense there. Though, of course, you can apply this to whatever your situation is. But if this is a job situation, you don't know who is going to be behind you, who is going to be able to help you, especially because you've left behind a company and maybe some people cannot afford to leave behind this company or refuse to. Therefore, you will start seeing true sides of them. And I feel like part of this scares you because it's like you already felt betrayed to begin with. So you're still in this energy of betrayal and you don't know if you can handle knowing where people stand with you after you leave this company or after you start your own business. And that's fair. I'm going to get one more card for you there because I can tell this is a little bit much. So we have the World. Do expect people to come through. I feel like there's going to be a sense of finality with certain people, and you will know who these people are. I think you already know who would back you up and who wouldn't, and I think you know who would actually be okay giving you some advice or at least freelancing for you. Do expect certain people to come through. With the fourth house of the home and family, we have the Eight of Cups. So in some cases, I feel like when it comes to your home, you're a little bit emotionally withdrawn. It's like your home won't feel like home even though you're there. Even if you own a house or even if you have an apartment, maybe you moved to that area because of your career or because of somebody you moved in with in a romantic relationship. It won't feel the same because I see an emotional withdrawal. That's not to say that you're going to move, though that can also be the case because in the Rider-Waite Tarot, you see a bunch of cups and somebody moving away from them. But here, because we're not being shown that image, I feel like that's highly unlikely, but in some cases it can feel that way. Your house will feel different. And another way of seeing this is you can finally move to wherever you want, especially if you start your own business and you happen to work from home. Because maybe you didn't want to live in that area anyway. So you can choose wherever it is you want to live, if you want to live anywhere different, that is. In the fifth house of creativity, children, and love. Okay, you have a partner or a specific person of interest who is very willing to help you out. This could also be seen as you're being distracted by a love interest. So let's say stuff is going really awful at work, but you have this one person you're dating who really makes you feel better about everything. This is a Knight of Cups, by the way. If this is a third-party situation in a romantic relationship, I feel like you have people lined up to date you. Like, don't worry about who your person left you for. Again, Shakira's coming through, and I'm thinking of that meme where it's like, why is Shakira so worried about losing Piqué when Henry Cavill is over there breaking his neck to see her? It's that energy. It's like, don't worry about who you're leaving behind and who they chose over you, because you got a whole line of people waiting to date you. In the fifth house here. I really love this energy. I feel like this is a little bit of a silver lining so far in the situation you're in, pile 3. Let's move on to the sixth house of health and I'm hearing administration. Maybe you work in administration or something to that extent. We have the ruler of, yeah. Okay, whatever it is you're doing, you're coming out on top. This is the King of Wands. This is someone who's large and in charge. People are going to hear about you starting a business. You might even draw some envy from them, but you're going to know exactly what you're doing. And because this is in the section of health, I feel like you might work in a healthcare environment, or you might do something that has to do with, for example, this has to do with fitness as well, a gym. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's a sixth house type of career. And which is funny because the sixth house can also have to do with a career. But you're going to do very well in this, and people are going to hear about it because it's going to be so successful and thought out. Again, I feel like you're going to find these people once they see what you're doing, and it's like, okay, pile 3 knows what they're doing. They have a very sound mind. Let me get on board with that. So, yeah, you might be in this energy of heartbreak right now. It's not going to be for long, pile 3. In the house of love and relationships, with the 7th house here, the Ace of Globes. There's somebody you're starting something with, and it's going to be long-term. It's going to start off very slow. They're going to take it very slowly, step by step, day by day. I feel like you're not rushing into a relationship, but like I said, you have a lot of suitors, and you're going to know when to give your energy and when to allow them to give you energy. Like I said, you're a very giving person. And this message is coming through so clearly. Like, I don't know if you noticed that in my voice, but this person, the more they want to take it slow, the more you're going to be sure about this, whoever this is. But they're going to be a key player in a big aspect of your life. This could be somebody you end up working with as well. This could be somebody who helps you out a lot, or it could be somebody who distracts you. I do get the feeling it might be more than one person at first, and it's like you're planting several seeds and watering them to see how they grow and how they respond to the environment you put them in. I'm not saying you're playing people, not at all. I'm just saying you're keeping your options open, because I feel a lot of you are looking for something very serious and committed, and this is only fair. This is only fair for them. But it's interesting that I'm seeing two sides of your aspect of your life, because in the previous piles, it was all like one thing. They were all talking about one specific thing. Here, you're balancing your career, your love life, and everything else about you. I feel like you keep them separate because you kind of need to, just to get your mind off of one thing or another. In the 8th house of, I'm hearing sex for you. It can also be secrets. It can be, excuse me. Yeah, a secret there, because that was my throat. It can be rebirth, but for you, it's going to be secrets and lust. We have the sun. Wow. Somebody's going to let you know something, and it's going to give you so much confidence. This could, again, be a partner that is coming through. If you're already with somebody, this is just your loved one coming through to tell you that they're very supportive of everything you do and everything that you've ever done, because they love you and think you're amazing. But if you don't have a loved one, if you don't have a romantic partner, there's going to be somebody coming in who's going to give you a lot of confidence. This is giving me Leo energy, and in the 8th house, yeah, it's going to boost your confidence. Whether they're meant to be there for you long-term or not will be up to you. Like I said, you have a long line of suitors, you have many options, but there's one in particular that's going to boost your confidence and make you feel very sexy. Like, this could be somebody who, like I said, Leo vibes. It's gassing you up, it's hyping you up, making you feel really good. It could be somebody slightly younger than you if age gaps are your thing, which is weird. I don't think that's anybody's thing, but if that's something you're okay with. This could also be somebody who makes you smile and laugh a lot. But they also have, it's a weird energy. I feel like they fill you in on a lot of stuff. I feel like if you do end up dating them long term, it could just be for the advice they give, because there's something very profound about the things they tell you. Like, they might just be a good, like, they might just be a good gossip, and they're always able to tell you secrets here and there. Or they might have like inside information on certain things. Yeah, it's a very interesting energy. Like, I feel you find them very enticing in more than one way. In the 9th house of expansion and travel, we have the 2 of daggers, which is very interesting. I feel like you're afraid to expand, and I feel like, and this is the same thing with that 9 of swords in the 3rd house, because these are opposite houses. We have communication, and then we have travel and expansion. There's a fear of you wanting to get bigger than you want to be when it comes to this career or when it comes to your life. I feel like you fear the backlash more than anything. This could have been a scandal that went down in your life, and maybe this is why you're still in this energy of fear. But when it comes to expansion, it's more like you don't want to talk about it. Whatever it is you got going on, you don't want to talk about it. Even spirituality, I feel like you might keep hush-hush about that, and this might be one of the few times you actually allow this to come up in your life. I feel like you might watch tarot readings or consult a psychic or an energy healer or a life coach, like on the down low. You don't want to tell people about it, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe you think people will think negatively of you or something. I don't know, but this is you right now, or at least how you're dealing with it. I'm going to get another card for you here, just because I don't like this energy. I don't like it when people feel the need to be closeted about their spiritual practices. We have the Tower. Ooh, someone's going to expose something, and you're going to keep quiet about it. Like, they're trying to make it seem like you don't know what you're doing because you go to an energy healer or a psychic or something. Okay, I see why. People are trying to bring you down. This again could be the workplace. This could be an ex or something. This is like, yeah, I see why this is going on. But the thing is, let's move on to your well, the 10th house can also be public image. It's more like career. Like if you were a CEO, this would be the house that people look at. Because the first house is how you come off in general. But the 10th house is your public image. And there we have the 3 of Wands. They see you as somebody with a plan. Again, you just know what you're doing. And some people may not like that. So they try to discredit you by saying that, oh, they do witchcraft or something ridiculous like that. As if that itself was a bad thing. But there's definitely people out there trying to discredit you. But no, you know what you're doing, and the haters can hate. With the 11th house of community and friendships, we have the High Priestess. It's called the High Sage in this deck, but this is the High Priestess. I feel like when it comes to other people, you get very intuitive. In your friend group, you are the intuitive one. Another way to see this is that you could have very intuitive friends. But regardless, there's something about connecting with other people that really makes you feel like you can take on the world, that you know how you are being divinely guided. I really feel like you seek this intuition outside of yourself more than anything. And this is a call from spirit for you to seek it within yourself. It's like, for example, when I was much younger, I would always have this weird effect on people where they thought they were psychic. And I, for the longest time, thought it meant that everybody else around me was psychic except me. What I didn't realize at the time was that that was my energy coming to amplify their own intuition, because without me, they're nowhere near as intuitively guided as if they were me. And that's not me trying to brag about myself being very intuitive. This is just something I noticed because they wanted to attribute it to them being very intuitive and psychic. And yes, everybody has that, but it was my energy that was amplifying that for them, because I didn't want to see that in myself. I amplified it for them. And now I'm in an energy where I want to amplify it for both myself and everybody. Like I acknowledge that within myself, so I will acknowledge that within everybody else as well, as opposed to them just thinking it's them. But I was also surrounded by very narcissistic people when I was younger. So that would explain why they were the way, like they would take everything from me energetically and make it out to seem like I had no value, no power, no control or anything. And maybe you came from an energy very similar, that narcissistic energy where they want to say it was all them and nothing to do with you. Whatever it is that you're leaving, either the work situation or a third party romance situation. These people want to say that it was all you and not them, or sorry, that it was all them and not you. It was you, pile 3. I'm here to tell you, you brought something out within them that they refused to give you credit for. You made them successful. You brought them up and they didn't want to give you credit. But it's all within you, and this is why they're going to see you succeed and they're not going to, or at least nowhere near at the pace that you will. And then we have the 12th house of the subconscious and spiritual journey. I'm here to tell you, it was a bit of a heavy hitter in the other ones. It's going to be that house that calls you out, so be ready. But for you, we have the 6 of Cups. This is beautiful. I feel like you're very divinely guided. You're very spiritual, but like I said, you feel the need to be around other people for this. It's like you only allow your intuition to work if you're around other people. And Spirit is here to tell you, you deserve it more than anybody. Quit trying to be like Little Miss Psychic or Little Miss Therapist to everybody else. When you need it the most for yourself, you give and give and give to everybody else. But you don't give enough to yourself. Like, be selfish for once when it comes to this and give to yourself. Because everybody else has their stuff. They've already screwed you over, so why are you letting them be like this to you? You will never screw yourself over. I mean, yes, there's self-sabotage, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about you taking care of you and doing stuff for you. These anxieties you have about other people coming out for you, or sorry, coming after you or coming to attack you, those are just because you allow them to. You are so much stronger than this, pile 3, so much stronger. And Spirit wants you to see that. The 6 of Cups, it's emotional reciprocity. In this case, I'm taking it to mean intuitive reciprocity, if that makes any sense. You will only be surrounded by people who also want to give you that same amount of intuition back to you, or who also want to give you the same amount of energy that you give back to them. They're mirroring that energy in a very loving way. And I say that because these 2 houses have been some of the more positive houses, also the fifth house. But look at the amount of people around you who love you and want to see you succeed and want to fill your cup. There's a reason the Six of Cups, if I remember correctly in the Rider-Waite, I think it's where it's filling each other's cup, children filling each other's cup. I might be thinking of the Two of Cups. But regardless, people want to fill your cup as much as you fill theirs. You have to allow them to, because they're going to come through for you. They're going to see that you're doing amazing things and they want nothing but the best for you. The Six of Cups can also be nostalgia. This could be people from the past, but I'm not seeing that. I don't really see the Six of Cups as nostalgia. I see it as emotional reciprocity, but in this case, intuitive as well, because the cups can be intuition and you have it in abundance and you always give so much to others. It's time to get back to yourself. And this is beautiful energy. This is the world, the universe telling you it's time for you to think of you, because you have so much to give others and they don't want to give to you for some reason. Or there's too many people out there who don't want to give you your credit where credit is due. And you know these narcissists when they show up, because they don't hype you up. They don't even thank you for the things that you've done for them. They want to take credit for everything that you've done as if it's theirs. It's not theirs, it's yours. It's not their work, it's your work. They just put their name on it. And you have to stop allowing them to do that. The Moon. This is the card you chose at the beginning. Sorry, I'm in a weird state right now. I feel like Spirit really just wants to kick your butt into gear about this. Because with the Moon, we have the subconscious, and I feel like you haven't sat with your thoughts enough to really let you know, one, just how emotionally and intuitively powerful you are. You don't understand the energy you bring into a room. You can manifest anything you want. You are so powerful, Pile 3. And you've allowed these people to make you think you're less than you are. Like, I'm actually getting I'm the kind of friend who gets mad when somebody's treated wrong. So that's the energy I'm getting right now. Like, Spirit is like, how dare these people allow you to think that you are less than you are when you are so strong, when you are so powerful, so intuitive. You can do anything. They've put you in this Moon energy of putting you in a shadow or making seem things murky. This is not the case. You are the sun here. This is the secret that was coming out of the 8th house, that you're not just the Moon, you are also the sun. When for the longest time you thought you were just Moon, you just belonged in the shadows, that you were only playing, second fiddle, when you're also the first fiddle. Or whatever that, however that goes. You're so wonderful, and you're so powerful, and you know exactly what you're doing, and you're allowing certain people to just make you feel. And I'm not trying to chastise you or anything, and neither is Spirit. But I feel like enough is enough from these people who don't see you for the amazing, beautiful creature you are, You have a lot of people who love you, and a lot of people who will love you. It's all a matter of stepping boldly into the future. Wow, this is very powerful energy, Pile 3. Yeah, you've had the most arcana out of all the piles so far. This is how I know you're powerful. But let's move on. Also a lot of aces, like lots of new stuff is coming for you. But let's move on to your closing cards. I had to kind of snap out of that energy for a minute. Because yeah, Spirit is talking to you like that friend who gets mad when people treat you wrong. It's like, how dare they do that to you? I have Venus in Aries, so I'm very similar. Like, I get mad when I see somebody that I love being treated wrong. But we have the Animal Apothecary cards. Surrender to receive. This is just a call that you need to start receiving or being in a receptive energy. Again, like I said, you're giving up something. You're surrendering either a former job or a relationship or whatever situation you're coming out of where you were not being treated well. This is number 2 down here. So something about codependence is coming through. You may be learning to be less codependent. We also have this self-care oracle. Oh, you got 2. We have Be Still, and this is a call. Again, it could be Reiki healing because sometimes people lay down whenever they get their energy realigned, but it could also be meditation. And we have Dance with number 18. I love dance. I see dancing as a very primal thing that we all should and need to do. I love the quote, and I forget how it goes exactly, but I think it's something along the lines, before Aries was a warrior, he was a dancer. And it makes me think of war dances. So it's a very grounding thing to dance, to be in your body. It also allows you to release energy. You see, if you ever meet some of the happiest people, you'll know they dance. They dance for no reason at all. They'll be dancing while they're cooking, cleaning. That's definitely my culture too. I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican American, and ask any Latino or Hispanic, we love to have music all the time, and we dance when we cook and clean and all that. And we're known for being very happy culturally. Anyway, um, next card we have, where are they? Oh, guardian angel cards. And even if you don't believe in guardian angels, I find these cards to be very, very powerful. But for my pile 3, we have compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. Like I said, somebody has made you believe that you're not worthy, and you are very much worthy, pile 3. You're so worthy. This compassion is towards yourself, but even towards the things you've done in the past. I feel like some of you have demonized yourselves, because I was talking about that scorned woman Lilith energy at the beginning. Maybe the person that's been demonizing you is yourself. There's no need to see yourself that way. We all have moments of weakness. We all have moments where we're not at our best. We all do things we regret doing or being. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a call here to be very self-loving, self-accepting, to forgive yourself above everything, to have compassion towards yourself. Some of you may have been called to pile 1 as well, because Kuan Yin came up in that one, and she's the goddess of mercy and compassion. So if you were called to pile 1, by all means, you can go to that one as well. And then we have a card from the Illuminator Tarot. This is a yes-no deck. It's got very direct answers. So if you have a question or something you need answered, we have an answer for you. It's an enigma. And the reason why it's an enigma pile, yourself, tap into your intuition. Look at all the colors we have here. We have like indigo, blue, purple. These are all throat and third eye colors. So we're working with the throat and third eye, and even the crown chakra. I think sometimes it's seen as purple or violet. I see it as white, but these are all your higher chakras. It's an enigma right now because this is something you're meant to find out by yourself. And when you do figure it out, let me know in the comments, because I'm very proud of you, pile 3. I'm proud of what you are starting. I'm proud of the energy you are stepping into. And know that you are so loved by everybody. But mostly you need to be loved by yourself. But this is all I have left for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you found this insightful. Let me know how it went for you. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the garnierite, then we have your reading here for you today about messages from the universe, what they would like to tell you. We're going to be doing this in a astrological house style, where we go through the houses to see what aspect of your life they want to tell you a message about. And already I have a message for you. Well, I was tapping into this energy, and it's like a 1 foot out the door and 1 foot out the other. Is that how you say it? You have 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door, in the door, out of, however it's said. But there's an energy here where you're kind of on the cusp of something. That's how I would say it. Where you don't know whether you should stay or whether you should go. There's also a sense here that some of you are thinking about going back to something or somebody. It's not necessarily a relationship. It could even be like a mentor or a teacher or a setting, maybe a group of friends, some kind of social circle. You're trying to go back to something. What you're going to find is, pile 4, it's not going to be the same as when you left it. It's going to be nowhere near the same as when you were there, because you've evolved so much. You've transcended so much of you've just evolved a lot. Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but you've changed so much. It's not going to feel the same. It's not going to hit the same. These people are no longer going to see you the way they used to see you. They may not even know who you are. And likewise, you're not going to see them the same way. Because the image I'm being shown is going back to like a spiritual mentor, because maybe you're having trouble with some guidance or something along those lines. But then you go back to this mentor, and this person is not the person you thought they were. And they've changed a lot, or you've changed so much that you've outpaced them, you've outgrown them. It's going to be to the point where they're asking you more questions than you're asking them. It's like trying to go back to fit into a shoe that doesn't fit anymore because, you've grown up. I don't know who needed to hear that, but that's for somebody, and that's the energy that is coming through here. Whether that's actually about the rest of your reading, I'm not sure. We'll find out. We're going to look at some oracles to see what your own vibe check is, where you are, and what the nature of this reading will be. We have oyster coming out of your shell. We have I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. Yeah, the guidance you're seeking is not going to be from this person or people, because I do feel like it's more spiritual than it is romantic or anything. And even if it is romantic, like I said, it's let's not even go there. There's no point. We have Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. You, the muse, number 3. This is giving me Empress vibes as well. And the blue temple. You're going somewhere new. Wherever it is that you're going somewhere new, where you're going to be received as somebody a lot more powerful, more ethereal, more goddess-like than you were before. And I know that's weird to say. I feel like you're finding a new community or a new way of being, or if it is a mentor you're looking for, you might find that the mentor you are looking for is yourself, believe it or not. Or if you do find a mentor, it's going to be somebody who is just so ascended that you will actually be more like equals than one person being smarter than the other. It's like you're going to be colleagues. Like, the mentor you are looking for is going to be somebody who doesn't always feel that they're right. It's going to be somebody who sees what you do and what you have and your perspective and kind of measures it with their own. Like, there's a back and forth here. There's an equality here. And if this is a group of people, same. It's going to be people who don't think they're better than you. It's more like they take what you tell them and they you each add your own perspectives to this to come up with one big perspective. You're looking for a hierarchy where there's no more hierarchies, if that makes sense. Even though we do have the Empress and we do have this goddess energy, a goddess doesn't think herself above other people. A goddess knows she is the people. Same thing with a queen. Same thing with an empress. They don't think themselves above people. Even though it seems like they wouldn't, they know that they have a job to the people, that they are technically part of the people. Even though in the 3D, it doesn't seem that way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's how it is. And I know that analogy is a little bit, especially when in reality, royalty can screw people over. But we're talking about it in a very romanticized way. This is very interesting. I'm wondering if some of you have been spiritually lost for a while or feel that you have been, or if you're in current spiritual turmoil. I'm seeing somebody who is second guessing their intuition quite a bit. And that happens to all of us. This isn't to call you out or anything on it. This is more to let you know that you're the pearl in this oyster. I'm going to go ahead and read from the book for this. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even have to look for it. It literally opened up just to it. Patience, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind into, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Yeah, if some of you are in an intuitive turmoil because you feel you have nothing to add, this is spirit saying you do. You very much do. If you've been having a call to do some kind of spiritual work, even if it's to start a YouTube channel and have your own, maybe a tarot channel, maybe some kind of spiritual channel, whatever it is, or a blog, or something along those lines. This is your call to do so. You have a lot to offer, and I feel like you're not even aware. I know I had that when I first started, and it's really weird because I've been doing this for so long. I don't think you understand. I've been reading tarot since I was 20. That's 14 years almost. I've been reading astrology since I was a child. And I'm here thinking, oh, I could never do a YouTube channel like all these goddesses and tarot readers do. And I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's the trash. The trash is being taken out. Take that if it resonates for any aspect of your life. But it's like, I don't know where I had all these doubts, because even the people who know me personally, people who have been my friends forever, they know I do this. My only thing was I'm still camera shy. I don't like performing. I don't like recording videos. I like to hear myself talk. But when I do talk, I know I say really good advice. So it's the same energy for you, Pile 4. You have something to offer the world, and you might have doubts here and there, or you might think you can't do it, but something tells me you can. Because you have this energy of just being this amazing, I'm really feeling goddess energy. I don't know if you work with a lot of goddesses or if you just have a very active crown chakra and whatever the chakras above that are as well. I really do feel like you're just completely in alignment. But this is just such beautiful energy. If you already are somebody who has a channel or who does something like this, I feel like you're being called to take the next step. And whatever that is something so big. And so it's going to unite the community is what I'm hearing. So I'm really excited for whatever that is. Do let me know in the comments if you have something like that. Because I'm always interested to see what it is the people who view my videos are doing. With the Blue Temple, I am going to read from the book. I read it a few weeks ago because I remember this came up in something else. And it is very much throat chakra. You will be speaking about something. You will be displaying something, at the very least online. Because blue also makes me think of social media. But I'm also getting a community here. A community of light workers or energetic workers. People who really believe in the things that you do and say. It's like your soul family. And you won't even be looking for them. I feel like they're just going to be there. They're going to show up for you. But with the blue house, celestial realm, the imagination, expansiveness. Welcome to the Blue Temple, the home of the alchemical imagination. You have entered a space of new depths and new possibilities. The inner eye opens and you become willing to see in a new way. You understand this card. To understand this card, one must study blue itself. It is the celestial color of the sky, the ocean, and the peacock's tail. We are taken into the depths of mood, of tone, of the rhythm of the blues. The eternal mystery of blue will only deepen as we study it. And this is precisely the point. What this is making me think of is whenever my intuition started getting tapped into, I noticed like lights, like beams of purple coming through. Likewise, you might see like beams of blue, especially when you start speaking or when you have something that needs to be said. Because my throat chakra has cleared up quite a bit in this particular pile. I almost didn't do it because I needed to go do something else, but something was calling me to go ahead and talk about this pile because there's an urgent message. You might be telling people urgent messages. You could also, like I said, do something like this where you're speaking to the collective about what it is that they need to hear. I am seeing like Abraham Hicks, like that kind of energy. And people will see you as a muse. Like you will inspire so many people. You will inspire creativity within them. You will inspire them to better their lives, to think of things differently, to move in a different way. With bodies of water, some of you could live near bodies of water. But what I'm also seeing with this is like the need to cleanse the soul. Maybe literally with water. But there is something about being near a river or an ocean, somewhere where the water is rushing, not so much a lake. Or maybe a lake, I don't know. But yeah, this is very profound energy, pile 4. Let's move on to your tarot because I'm interested to see what is going on with you. We're going to do this card last. It'll be at the center of your reading. And I hope you enjoy this layout. I know I do because I grew up with astrology. Like I said, I've been doing astrology since I was a child. Literally 13, I think. 13, 12. And I remember I would be in like classrooms and I can't remember how it started, but a teacher would ask me to talk about astrology. I was literally 14, 15, and this older man was like, oh, you're an astrologer. You want to tell us about it? And I never spoke in class. I was the quiet one. I never said anything. And I would just go on and on about it. And of course, everybody in the class was just like, why is this quiet girl talking about astrology right now? I remember that so profound. It was a science class out of everything too. Well, specifically astronomy. So I guess it made sense because astronomy and astrology go hand in hand. And I think this teacher also knew that back in the day, they were kind of inseparable. But regardless, I feel like you yourself have a very innate knowing about some aspect of, not astrology, of spirituality as well, piled for. For you, it could be, I don't know, the chakras. It could be the body. It could be something very spiritual. Maybe you've always known this your whole life. And this is spirit saying that it's time for you to step up and let the world know what you know. It could be feng shui, the meridians, whatever, you know. We have the Seeker of Wands. Yeah. In the house of appearance, you're being seen as somebody who knows a lot about what you do. It's the Seeker, it's the Page. But here I'm seeing somebody with so much energy behind it that you'll be able to go up in the ranks very quickly, regardless of what field you're trying to enter in or whatever area of expertise you're trying to show your knowledge in. People are going to pick up on you very quickly because they'll know that what you're talking about. I do like that the Wands is here as opposed to any of the other elements because Wands is fast. So do expect to rise up fast in whatever world you're trying to tap into here. We have the second house of material wealth. We have the ruler of wands. Like I said, you might actually make quite a bit of money with this. This is the king of wands. We have the seeker to the king. That's a very quick ascension. Like I said, and I love seeing this too. It's like you're a newcomer, but people feel the weight behind your work, behind your words, and whatever it is that you have to tell them, they're going to know right away. You know what you're talking about. It would be a very smart to invest in you, essentially. And it's also very smart for you to invest in this because, like I said, this is big energy here with the King of Wands in the second house. This is good for money. In the third house of messages and communication, we have the Six of Pentacles. There's a give and take here. You're going to have a lot of people talking with you. Like I said, there is no hierarchy here. You're stepping into an energy of like colleagues. So you're not going to have people you compete with. You're going to have colleagues in whatever it is that you're doing. They're not going to see you as below them because it's like they're going to hear you talk about whatever you're talking about and they're going to understand and they're going to know. It's like, okay, pile 4 knows what they're talking about. And I'm not going to argue with them. I'm just going to discuss things with them as if they've always been doing this their whole lives. With the Six of Globes, though, this is Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. This is reciprocity when it comes to something practical. And in this case, it's a good back and forth because it's in the house of communication. This is having very good communication with those in your field. I feel like you'll collaborate with people very well as well. Like, don't be surprised if people want to hype you up very quickly. In the fourth house of home and family, we have the ruler of cups. This is the king of cups. Lots of kings so far. We have 2 kings and then we have that goddess energy. So this could still be goddess energy, but it's more that masculine goddess energy because let's face it, a goddess is higher than a king. So this is definitely, I don't know what it is you do pile for, but you have such an amazing energy and it's coming through so clearly. Like the way I'm channeling your advice, because I am tapping into your higher self as well as your guides and everything. You are a force to be reckoned with. I feel like people in your personal life, whether that's your family or your friends, they always come to you for emotional support and advice because you're a very intuitive person, but you also have this sense of, oh, what is it? How do I put this? There's like a finality behind what you say. Like they trust you. They trust you so well. You're going to see this from other people as well. Even those who aren't really close to you might come to you and ask you for advice. I feel like even older people people older than you or who should have more experience than you come to you for advice. This is the energy that's coming through. Especially in the home, I feel like it wouldn't be out of the norm for your parents to ask you for advice regarding certain situations. In the 5th house of, I'm hearing passion and creativity. We have the 9 of Wands. You're battling with yourself, and I said this in pile 1 as well. The 9 of Wands, when it comes out for me in my readings, is a battle with yourself, because it is a fight. It is having to struggle, but in this case, the only person you're fighting is yourself, because nobody else has lasted this long, is what I'm hearing, whatever that means. Nobody else has lasted this long on your own spiritual journey but you. That's one good way of seeing it. In the house of creativity, I feel like you'll battle a lot with how you're supposed to go about this creatively, especially if it's content that you're creating, because you may not know what your style is. You may not know what it is you need to do. You may not know what equipment to use. So what you really need to focus on is exactly what your message is, and to say it clearly. Get back to the basics. Don't worry about appearances here. What they're going to hear are your words, and your words are golden. They're absolutely golden. They're more than gold. They're like invaluable. In the 6th house of health and administration, I've been saying administration, I think as a joke to myself, but I feel like it fits because it's also the workplace. But I feel like, I don't know, something about the workplace is coming through. So for you, it's the Hanged One. A shift in perspective in how you do work is going to come through. This could also be a shift in perspective on how you view health. I feel like for you, health used to just be like physical, what you ate, the exercise you did. I think you're starting to see intuitive health as well, which is very interesting. It's like, what energies are you allowing around you? What energies are you cleansing on a regular basis? Intuitive health is going to be a thing that is coming through for you, but I'm also seeing health in terms of who you let near you, in terms of people. This could be the people you date. This could be the friends you have. This could be even family members who like are not the best for you. Anyone who brings down your vibration, we're not letting them in anymore. And this is going to be for good. I feel like you may have tried this in the past with mixed success, but in this case, the Hanged One, the Hanged Man, it's a shift in perspective. It's releasing, it's letting go, mostly in the mind and in the emotions, maybe not so much the body. I feel like you might still keep some people around, but emotionally and mentally and intuitively, spiritually, you're definitely not dealing with them anymore. And this includes the workplace too. Like, you're not giving as much in the workplace when it comes to the energy you're putting into people's problems. You're excommunicating yourself from people's BS at work is what I'm hearing. You're not going to be in the gossip as much anymore. In the 7th house of relationships, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Some of you are still holding on to some connections, and that's okay. I feel especially if you're relying on them for very practical reasons. I'm hearing another card for this. We have the Ace of Globes, which also came up in pile, was it 3? Another pile had it, and I can't remember. I want to say it was 2. Maybe it was pile 2. You're going to begin new relationships that are going to last a lifetime while also holding on to old ones, which is odd. I feel at some point it's going to be a breaking point. Like, there's going to be a flashpoint of who you need to let go and who you need to keep around. But that's not going to be for a while. Like, that's not going to happen just yet. But do expect that day of reckoning to come for you, pile 4. In the 8th house of secrets, and I'm also getting sex for you, pile 4. The 8th house can also be rebirth, regeneration, but in this case, it's going to be secrets and sex because it's a Scorpio-based house. We have justice. If somebody has wronged you in the past, do expect them to get their karma. You're going to see somebody who's wronged you get exactly what they deserved. This is revenge. In the 8th house, this is definitely revenge. Some secrets will be revealed, and that's how you'll know. This is somebody specifically who came after something you wanted. And it's also somebody who tried to make you look like a fool. I'm seeing justice coming in very swiftly for this person because this person thought they could get away with it for a long time. And the way you find this out is through secrets. I feel like people were telling you things that they weren't supposed to tell anybody, but they told you. Again, this happens a lot to intuitives. People feel the need to confide in us very easily. People will just come up to me and tell me their whole life story. And in this case, this is somebody who came up to you and told you a secret. And this is something you've heard from multiple people. So there's some backing it up. Like, you can't back it up concretely with like paper or evidence, but you know for a fact it's true, because why would everybody else be lying about this specific situation? You're going to see something happen to this person, whether it's a demotion, whether it's they get sent away. Because I do feel like this is in the area of work. Let me get one more card for this, just to make sure it doesn't affect you, because I'm not sure why it's coming up in your reading, because I feel like it's actually, if it does affect you, it's for the better, but it's not going to be a direct effect. We have, ooh, the Queen of Cups. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups here as somebody who was emotionally or even romantically manipulating other people to get things done for themselves. And if you yourself also identify as a Queen of Types kind of person, as a Queen of Cups type of person, they may have saw you as competition. Like, for example, you would have been like a more positive aspects of the Queen of Cups, where you're nurturing, where you're a friend, where you lend an ear, where you're very loving. This person would have been emotionally manipulative, also a Queen of Cups, but in a negative way, because each card has a positive and negative way. So this person saw you as, you could have been a romantic rival to somebody. You're going to see this person get justice. Or not justice. They're not going to get justice. The hand of justice will come down on them, is what I'm trying to say here. Onto the house of expansion and travel, the 9th house. We have the 2 of Globes. You could find a travel companion. I'm seeing like a road trip. Maybe this is somebody who you can have fun with, because the 2 of Globes is making me think of like a friend or a buddy. This could also be like a sibling. Somebody who you can do fun stuff with. And I'm also seeing you being able to come up with the money to travel, believe it or not. It's a little bit, it's not going to be as strong. Like, you may not even see it until it happens. But this is, if you have been wanting to travel and feel like you don't have the money to do so, or if you want to study and you feel like you don't have the money to do so, this is money coming through slowly but surely. It'll balance out. It'll even out. Like, you may overspend 1 week or something, and then the next week you don't spend as much. So it'll even itself out. In the 10th house of public image and career, we have the Knight of Wands. Someone's coming in to help you when it comes to the career, and I feel like it has to do a lot with this message that you're doing. I feel like somebody is going to hype you up. Somebody is here to support you. It could even be, I'm seeing like a big company who wants to work with you because of the stuff you do, or who is willing to work with you. But because we have the Knight of Wands, it could be a very new company, or it could be somebody new within that company who wants to help you out. Maybe you're helping them out by having like their first client or something like that, and you could also help them out. But I do see somebody taking an interest in you with the Knight of Wands. And the 11th house of friendship, the 6 of Cups. Oh, I love this in the 11th house. This is community, and I do see the community pouring back into you what you pour back into it. I see people really loving what you do, especially if you have like a social media following. This is them really showing their appreciation toward you and like giving you the feedback you need to hear, both good and bad. I feel like even if it's bad, even if you mess up something, they'll tell you with a lot of love and light exactly how to go about fixing that. For example, when I started my channel, like I would mess up a few things here and there, and I would get a lot of feedback, very positive feedback, a lot of helpful feedback, and I thank them every day. I still do. If anything messes up in my videos, or if I say something wrong, I'm always open to it, because I know I'm not always right. When I'm channeling, I'm not like 100% there. I'm allowing spirit to come through me. And if you do tarot readings in that same way, you understand, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm not always there, but I'm always receptive to people's advice and, feedback. I'm very grateful for that. And likewise, you'll go through something very similar, pile 4. And then we have the last house, the house of I'm hearing spiritual guidance, but it could also be the subconscious. And this house is always fun. We have the Seeker of Globes. This has come up in every single reading today. And I swear I'm shuffling these right. You're starting something within your subconscious that is going to help you in the long run. I feel like, again, if this is like some kind of social media thing where you're giving out messages or where you're helping people with their spirituality, it could also be astrology. Not only are you helping them, you're helping yourself by helping them. And this is true with a lot of intuitive and spiritual practices. Ask any Reiki healer, ask any energetic healer, even a life coach. A lot of the stuff that they help their clients with is actually a lot of stuff that will mirror back to them in some aspect of their life or to somebody else in their life. So it's mutually benefiting everybody. When you do the light work, when you do stuff to raise the vibration of the planet, the planet raises your vibration and raises you. This is true. And I've seen it so much, and I'm seeing it more and more every day. I'm not making any money off this right now, I'm letting you know. But whenever I do my readings, I just get such a sense of fulfillment and such a sense of happiness. And I know Spirit wants you to feel the same, Pile 4. So even if I did this for free, I feel like I still would, because I love giving people advice, and I love when it resonates with them. I love it more when it inspires them. Even if they don't tell me, I know it's out there benefiting people in a good way. Even if it's just to hear me talk or say something very soothing and very loving and very gentle, I know that I'm helping people in a good way. People have always liked to hear my advice, which is funny because, like I said, I don't talk a lot. And likewise, I feel like whatever it is you have to give the world, Pile 4, they love it whenever you do, but you don't give enough of it, whatever it may be. Even if it's not spiritual, even if all it is like the way you draw or the way you do acts of service or whatever it is, people love you for the things you do. And this is going to end up benefiting you in the long run, whether it's just emotionally, financially, or with nothing but pure good vibes. I love this for you. Let's look at the card you chose at the beginning. We have Strength. I love Strength. This is Leo energy because of the lion, but this is also conquering your fears. This is gaining confidence. This is having true control over your life and over your joy and happiness, I'm hearing. Somebody could come along to help you out with this. Typically, there's like two people in the Strength, the lion and the lady taming him. So, but it's funny because this card doesn't have another person. You could do this by yourself. Even though you thought the strength came from the person who was taming the lion, the truth is the lion learned how to tame himself. And you could be this lion. You could be a Leo. Leo energy is coming through, but I'm also just getting a lot of love here. Yeah, I love this. I also see a boost in your confidence, of course, with Strength here, because you're learning to tame something that you thought was untamable. But let's move on to your closing messages, Pile 4. I'm also getting Goddess energy from this Strength card, because I always assumed that the lady in the Rider-Waite card was like a goddess of some sort. I'm not sure. I haven't read up on the Rider-Waite book in a while. Not book, but the imagery, because sometimes the images are meant to represent someone specific. Like, I know the High Priestess is supposed to be some unnamed goddess. I think Athena in some cases. But I'm also thinking that's up to interpretation. And in my interpretation of the Strength card, the lady taming the lion is a goddess. But we're going to start with a healthcare oracle for you. Sorry if you notice a cut, Pile 4. My camera shut down on me, but we have your final cards here for you. This is from the Self-Care Oracle. We have Intuition with 28. Like I said, you're a very intuitive person, Pile 4. And this is definitely coming through. This is confirmation of this. We also have a card from the Animal Apothecary. we got two. We have opportunity here, literally opportunity knocking at the door. That's number 16 in case that's of importance. And evolve into your complexity with number 3. And it's interesting that we have like a third eye imagery here with this octopus. I'm not sure if octopuses are a thing for you. I am getting a sense that you might have your hand in several things at once. You might dabble in several things. Like I said, you could do like maybe tarot and Reiki and maybe all other kinds of things. I really am getting a sense that you're going to be expanding in more ways than one, but you're definitely dabbling in several things. And maybe some of them aren't even intuitive ventures. Some of them might be like, I'm not sure, but you're definitely using your intuition to guide you within that as well. And then we have a card from the Guardian Angels deck. And even if you don't believe in guardian angels, because I always feel the need to preface that, but these cards they're just full of so much love. For you, my pile 4, we have patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust. You are eternally loved and guided. Yeah, I am getting a sense that some of you have been waiting on certain things to come around. I'm not sure what those things are. It'll differ. And I feel like it's not even an intuitive thing. I think some of you are just waiting for the right time for something. And patience is needed here because you will be waiting for a while. But while that's happening, a lot of stuff is cooking in the background or baking. That was in another pile too, and I wish I could remember. If you were called to any other pile, I do suggest you go to it because I feel like this is that one pile that could easily relate to all the others, depending on your situation. We also have, this is the Illuminator's Amulet. This is a yes and no deck, so if you need a direct answer to a question, go ahead and ask that question now, or maybe you've already had it in the back of your head while you were listening to this reading. So the answer to that question is realign and call it in. So there is a sense that some of you may have been falling out of alignment due to circumstances outside of your control or due to something that you couldn't really help. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody falls out of alignment every now and then. It's normal as humans with a 3D body. It just happens. But like I said, there is a sense here that you need to tap back into your intuition and have patience. If not with everything else, then at least with yourself. You might be one of those people who really does find patience when it comes to other people. But when it comes to yourself, you might be a little bit more... There's a little bit of lack of self-love when it comes to yourself. And yeah, just divine timing is at play here. Know that everything will come when it's supposed to come. And if you felt that something left you a little too fast, same thing. It was supposed to leave when it was meant to leave. This is especially true if you were kind of waiting for a while to let this go. It was time for it to go because something new is coming into your life, something that you really needed to make this space for. Everything is working out for you, pile 4. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.